Okay, so the whole crux of this lesson is converting from the general form into the vertex form. Because like I said before, the general form gives us some certain perks, and the vertex form gives us certain perks. So here are the steps to do that. What you want to do is factor out any common factors other than the variable from the x squared and x terms. Now that sounds really complicated, but it's like take the first two terms, and in general your first two terms are going to be your x squared and your x. But you can change the order if you need to. What is the c value, or that constant? Okay, what is that c value that will make these two terms into a perfect square trinomial? So add and subtract the b over 2 squared, which is just the same thing for c, on the left hand side. So you want to both add and subtract it, because then it's like it was never there. Because if you add 2 and then subtract 2, you're at the exact same place. But in getting it into a perfect square trinomial form, we're able to factor it. And you'll see what I mean in a little bit. Factor the perfect square trinomial. Okay, so convert the following functions into vertex form. Let's just start with something easy that doesn't have any common factors. So what we're going to be asked for here is, what is, I'm just going to go like this, x squared minus 6x plus blank minus blank plus 18. And these two blanks have to be the same thing. So what are we going to add and subtract to these first two terms to make it a perfect square trinomial? Well, to find out what our c is, we're going to say b over 2 squared. Our c simply is going to be negative 6 over 2 squared. Negative 6 over 2 is negative 3 squared, which is 9. So we're going to add 9, but then we're going to subtract 9. It's like it was never there. I crack myself up. So we have done number 1. There were no common factors because a is simply 1. We have chosen the correct value, we have added and subtracted, and now we need to factor that perfect square trinomial. So this is where the worksheet before is going to give you a leg up than if you hadn't done it. I'm going to say that x squared minus 6x plus 9 is the same thing, or in its factored form is x minus 3 squared. So that is, I'm just going to highlight just so that you can appreciate how awesome this is. That is the same thing as that. Pause it, take a scrap paper, expand this out, x minus 3 times x minus 3, you will get the expanded version of that. Then I'm just going to say minus 9 plus 18 is just going to be plus 9. And I'm also going to highlight that minus 9 plus 18 is simply in positive 9. So there you have it. It's in vertex form. Now I'm just going to write it so it's not so multicolored, so it looks a little bit more normal. So y equals x minus 3 squared plus 9. Boom. And from here I can tell you that the vertex is going to be at 3, 9.